Hi, and welcome again to Further Wes Bound, our continuing series of segments that were not included in our film documentary on Wes Montgomery, Wes Bound. This time we're going to take a look at Wes's wife, Serene Montgomery Woods. Serene lived to be more than 95 years old. That's how old she was when we interviewed her in the summer of 2019. And she still had rich recollections of life with Wes, Wes the man, Wes the musician, but especially Wes as a part of a family unit, and that she was certainly part of that. And so we're going to begin with just a kind of smattering of different things that she remembered when we talked about Wes. We even asked her what it was like to go to the Grammys. These kind of things, trappings of stardom, that kind of stuff, really didn't impress Serene. She very much valued being at home with her 7 kids, was proud of those kids, was proud of Wes, very proud of him, very devoted wife, but didn't really care about stardom and that sort of thing. But she was proud of him, you could tell. So let's take a listen to a little bit of Serene Montgomery as she remembers her husband Wes. You got to go to the ceremony. Do you remember going to the hanging out with the famous people?
That's been so long ago, I tell you. Oh,
Had to be exciting.
it was. It really was.
Yeah. You got to be there with him when the whole industry recognized just how good he is.
Yes,
You had to feel proud.
I was.
He said that when he got done with the guitar, he was done with the guitar, and he just gave it away. Did you know that he would just, when he was done with one and he wanted to get a new, he would just give the old one away. Now, see, as a fan, I'd be saying, I'll take your guitar. You want to get rid of your guitar? I'll help you. I'll take it off your hands. And he didn't collect them. He didn't have a room.
No, he didn't.
There was no room in your house that had 10 guitars.
No, he didn't keep them. I guess he was so busy giving them away. Glad to give them away, huh? And get a new one. You know, it would be something if he was here now that you could see really what kind of person he really was. Mm-hmm. No strangers, he met no strangers. And looked like everybody loved it Wes. That's the way his whole family was. It was always Wes. Wes, Monk, Bud, Lean. And, you know, it was 3 boys, 1 daughter. They were so close. And their mother was so tight with them. It was just something about the whole family. And, you know, after I got married to him and I fell in love with the whole family, it was so nice. Never forget them people. But she was the nicest lady. You know, now, I call her mama because I will never forget that lady. She was so good to us, and she loved me like I was her daughter. Wow. You know, most of the people don't do that now. We can say they love you, but it's something about it. But that lady, I was in the family. Never forget them people.
Was Wes a quiet spoken man? Was he or was he loud? And what kind of a
He was just let's see what you call him.
Make off.
When everybody loved him, and he would laugh and talk to everybody. Mm-hmm. He would never. I don't want to be bothered with you. I don't want to. You know, I ain't gonna say. But see, when he was gone and playing music at night and stuff, I was home with my kids. I never did go with him to the music thing. Mm-hmm. But everybody that knowed him respect him, how he was and how he would act. He always treated everybody the same if they let him. Mm-hmm. But if you didn't, I'm going to take care of business. He took care of us, the family. I won't never forget that, you know, knowing he loved to play the music. But I guess he loved us as much as he loved the music. or more than he loved the music.
I think you're right.
Hmm.
Did you know back then that there were a lot of jazz musicians that didn't act that way and got into trouble and very much not like your husband, that they weren't all good guys?
That's right.
And
Yes,
some of them were into drugs and other things.
that's right.
And your husband, was a good man who never got into any of that kind of trouble.
No, he took care of us. And when it was time for him to go to work, he went to work, come home and got his guitar, and he was busy with his guitar. But now he didn't start working.
Mm-hmm.
He took care. He had to go to work, come home and dress, and wasn't no sense in saying, Serene, just leave me alone 'cause I gotta go. And he went. He took care of us.
So one of my favorite songs that he wrote and played was a song called Serene.
Mm.
And what did you think about that when you heard that there was a song named for you?
You know what? Just like now, you can go back, and at that time it wasn't that important to me,
Mm-hmm.
because it was his thing he was doing, and he was playing the music. I didn't know about no music. But he played music and he took care of us.
Mm-hmm.
But after he took care of us, he got his box and he was gone. But most of the people's, they can't do two things. But Wes didn't leave us. Didn't care what he did and why he had to do it. He took care of us first. Then it was good he knowed how to play the guitar, wasn't it?
Yeah. For everybody. It's
For
good for everybody.
Yes.
It's good for you and your family, and
Yes.
it's good for...
He never left us. We was first, and then the guitar was next.
Yes, it was a good thing that Wes could play that guitar. Great moments from Serene Montgomery Woods, Wes's widow, and it was a wonderful opportunity we had in the summer of 2019. Our first major sit-down interview for what became the documentary Wes Bound was sitting down with Wes's widow herself and with Robert, her youngest, who was along for that important first interview. She was never impressed with the trappings of stardom. That kind of stuff didn't matter. Her job, she took very seriously, was taking care of 7 kids, doing the cooking. She was very famous for that. And she still loved her husband very much, but she didn't care about any of those other sorts of things that some people would get really hung up on. Did you like this episode? If so, hit the subscribe button on our further Wes Bound YouTube channel. And we'll have more episodes coming up. We have hours of material that didn't make the film, so we're going to give them a chance in this format. I'm Kevin Finch, the director, here at Jim Hall's edit facility, and thanks for watching.